here with my man Mike. Mike, thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
Tell us a little bit about
coming down.
where we are and what we got going on here.
So we are at the Paul Miller BMW showroom in beautiful Wayne, New Jersey. Aden has joined me from 3C Detailing. Big into cars, big into BMWs, so just want to kind of walk through what we got here today and some of the special cars.
There's always special stuff here.
Always.
Yeah.
I mean, not too many places you can see a real life IMSA GT3 M4.
That's exactly it.
With racing provenance. This did clinch the IMSA WeatherTech Series title in 2023. It's for sale and comes with spares. So.
And it comes with one wiper.
And just one wiper.
Just one wiper.
It's a mono wiper car.
It reduces weight.
It does reduce weight and aero.
It's 4 hours to start the car, right?
Right.
It takes 4 hours to start one of these things up.
It's
like
actually
a Formula One car.
It's not as bad as an F1 car.
Okay.
It's a little bit more forgiving and less involved, but it's not just a simple
What's
turn
the
the key
sticker on
down.
it?
So you can pick this car up with spares for about $400K.
Okay.
Now considering new ones like 530, 585, you get the competition package.
Right.
Kind of more.
Wow.
But I mean, look at the aero on this car.
I like the G Technic sticker.
I knew you would notice that.
Yep.
It's just a
Certified
massive
installers for G Technic.
Yeah. I mean, have you felt the doors on this?
Are they carbon fiber?
Everything's
fiberglass.
The whole car is carbon fiber. So just open up the door and feel how light it is.
Jeez.
BMW partnered with Fanatec for the steering wheel, so drivers can actually dial in traction control and brake bias settings right from the wheel. You have 10 different settings for that. And it's pretty badass. Adjustable pedal box. The seat does not move; it stays fixed.
Yep. Funny that they put this Fanatec steering wheel in, because that's just like what you would get on like a really good racing simulator.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like you go from a racing simulator to that, and you have the familiarity of what the steering wheel feels like.
And there's probably some guys that are running that exact wheel.
I'm sure.
I've seen some pretty crazy simulators.
Oh yeah, me too. Have you had some experience with some legit simulators?
Yeah, a buddy of mine has one.
Yeah.
It is pretty legit.
It
has everything except the motion.
Okay.
Which I don't like, because I find the motion is a little unrealistic in those things, and it ends up just making you sick after 5 laps.
I've been on one with motion, and I understand that perspective. I did prefer it without the motion.
Yeah,
but the motion was a cool effect.
It's a cool effect for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it just gets old.
Well, it puts in perspective what it really is like to be in a race car, because if you hop on a simulator and with the correct restriction in the steering wheel and the right noise and all the right feelings, you feel like you're really driving a car, and then after 15 minutes of racing, you are ready for a nap.
Yeah.
Which, like these guys that are doing real races for hours at end, I don't understand how they have the stamina for it.
Everybody says, anybody can drive a race car. Nonsense. Like, you got to be in top physical condition.
Absolutely.
Because those guys, it's putting a lot of stress on your upper body, the mental fitness to stay focused and extract 10/10ths out of the car lap after lap, not make a mistake. And then you're wearing the full, fireproof suit. Well, you have the Nomex cladding underneath, the balaclava that goes around your face, the helmet over that. I mean, fortunately, these cars do have air conditioning, but
this one has air conditioning?
This one has AC from the factory.
Wow.
So drivers are a little bit spoiled in these things.
Wow.
But a lot of race cars don't. And AC, you can imagine how hot it gets in there.
AC and one wiper. One luxury. And a 3-pound door.
I mean, you could probably daily drive this thing if you put plates on it. You know what I love about this car, quite honestly, is it does look like a full-on race car, but it also bears a lot of resemblance to the actual street car that you can buy.
The M4.
The actual M4.
Absolutely.
I mean, you take out these massive ducts on the hood.
Take that lip out.
The lip, you push the fenders in a little bit.
Right.
That's the M4.
That's the M4.
And
for sure.
The motor is a derivation of the actual S58 that's in the M4. It's the P58, so a little bit different. You have a dry oil sump system in this thing, different intercoolers, probably a couple of other tweaks that I'm missing there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
These can make a maximum of 590 horsepower.
And that's called a P58.
P58 is the motorsport version. Yep. So I got to ask, there's been a lot of controversy on the new M5.
Yeah.
Some people are saying super heavy, not quite as fast as the last gen. What's your opinion on it?
Have you drove it?
I have.
I have too. Like 3 times. I've drove the frozen gray one. My buddy had frozen gray with white interior.
You first.
I think it is a modern. It is the standard of what modern BMW technology is. The weight has nothing to do with the power. The power overrides the weight that everyone is complaining about.
Were you driving it on a back road with some decent curves and all that? Or
So
just kind of on a highway?
I was mostly on a highway and in the city.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to take it around too many bends at a decent enough speed to know what it's like around a turn, accelerating into a turn. So that answer I don't have. I have more so an acceleration standpoint. And the acceleration with the hybrid motor is bananas.
Bananas, and when you put the shift logic in its maximum mode, it feels like
the third tier.
The third tier, it feels like you're literally getting launched out of a cannon on every shift.
It's nuts. It
It's
really
nuts.
is.
It's violent.
It is. It's very violent.
So I do have the answer, because I've driven both the Touring and the sedan. And the Touring for me, it's like the holy grail of all.
Me too.
Of all things M, because we never got an M5 Touring in
Right,
this country.
of course, until now.
Until now, and I love fast wagons. Because nobody thinks a wagon's supposed to be fast. And then you pull up in that, and unless like you're a car person, you have no idea, which I think is awesome. But I drove the M5 Touring through some tight on-ramps, off-ramps around here, and I thought it really disguised its weight pretty well.
Okay.
Like you really couldn't feel the mass. My one little complaint was steering feel, but
a little detached maybe because of the modern technology?
Yeah, I think they could have done better fine-tuning the EPS in it, giving it a little bit more road feel, but that's a minor quibble. Could not believe how fast you could roll through corners in that car.
How was the body roll around the turn accelerating?
Not noticeable.
Really?
Yeah, it quelled it pretty well. The other perspective I have is being in an M5 sedan on the track at BMW's M Performance Center in Spartanburg with, professional race car driver behind the wheel, me as a passenger taking hot laps. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah. So your conclusion seems to be similar to my conclusion on the new G90 M5, which consists of a V8 twin-turbo hybrid, correct?
It is.
Which is something we never thought would be a thing if you would have asked us about 7 years ago.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
But it's the only way they can make a car like this.
And the instant power is there because of the hybrid.
Yes.
You still have the V8 twin turbo. You still have the effect of the turbo. The hybrid, I feel like it eliminates the turbo lag that cars used to have.
Yeah.
Especially BMWs as well. But when you get those turbos warmed up and you get them spooling, the power that comes from it is ridiculous. But as I was saying, it seems to me that the conclusion that you have driven the M5 and the conclusion that I have driven the M5, all of the people that are, quote, hating on it about the weight,
they haven't driven it,
about the looks and all of the new features that it has, they're pretty much wrong.
They're pretty much wrong, and I guarantee you they have not driven the car.
Absolutely.
So they're just reading like stats.
Yes.
Oh, it's 0.2 seconds slower. Can you honestly tell me you can feel the difference of 0.2 seconds in a car?
The only person that may be able to is the person that is driving that M4 GT3 on a daily track basis.
Yeah, maybe it's arguable. But I think to your point, it's that seamless synergy between hybrid power with the battery pack complementing the combustion motor that makes this an animal at low speeds, because you're not waiting for the turbos to spool up, and they just got it so right. Like you don't feel it.
So if you were to order an M5, I'm going to take an educated guess here and say that you're going to order an M5 Touring, right?
You're gonna get an M5 Touring.
I would as well.
For me, anyway.
Now, what's your spec? What's your interior exterior color spec?
Oh man, I mean, I just because I'm such a sucker for carbon black,
yeah,
I would probably have to get that. I know it's not the most exciting color,
yeah,
but I'm a carbon black guy. If I'm going to go carbon black, I'm going to go Silverstone on the inside.
That's a solid. That's a solid choice, my man.
It's a solid choice, but it's a little bit boring. What would you get?
I personally really do like this Frozen. Like you said, I would PPF it, and I would PPF the whole thing.
You would go Frozen, huh?
I would go Frozen. I love the way that this looks outside. Yeah. Outside, it has a lot of different, it casts a lot of different shadows in the sunlight, but it also still has some, it's interesting how if you get this right, and you have it clean enough, there's a little bit of a shine to it.
There is.
Which is weird. It's almost like it's not matte. It's more of a satin finish.
That's a good way of putting it. You can see it now, actually. Just looking at the front bumper and the hood, you get that satiny look.
You get the satin look. This is one thing a lot of people didn't like, right?
I don't know. I mean, what were people really, what was their beef with this? I think it's cool as hell because it's actually functional. And you kind of need it to accommodate the massive quad pipes that are coming out the back.
I know what it is. I know why people don't like it. Because people don't like change. And this change from the F chassis M5 is Jurassic. The biggest change they've made in many years.
But this always happens. BMW launches a new car, everybody complains about it.
Everybody complains about it.
And then all the enthusiasts that said they hated it when it first got launched get an opportunity to drive it 10 or 15 years later, and they're like, oh, this is the best car ever. We've been sleeping on this. And then all of a sudden, the market picks up like tenfold because everybody realizes what a great car they are.
Yeah. It's funny that how the BMW market, similar to like a Porsche market, fluctuates. Just like stocks. Yeah. You can go down, you can go up, and you can go up higher and higher every time. Every year there's a new up, there's a new floor. It's funny. What I have my eyes on right now, there's a couple cars in here I have my eyes on.
All right, let's walk over. What do you got your eyes on?
I like this Alpina.
You like the XB7?
Yes, I do.
So
this color is this Marina Bay blue?
It's Marina Bay blue.
Yes.
It's a great color. It's a very blue.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah.
I think it wears it well for a large SUV, and it's not too loud. Have you seen the inside of this? They smell great inside because of all the merino leather that's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just a great smelling car. I'm big into smells on cars.
I remember when the X7 came out.
Yeah. I mean, there's some Alpina unique touches to this, of course.
Here.
Yes.
That's smoked.
Correct.
You can get the crystal option.
Yeah.
In a non-Alpina, but it's clear. And the Alpina comes smoked.
It comes smoked. Alpina door sills, which light up.
I noticed that.
Alpina specific floor mats.
Yes.
I don't think I'm missing anything
Is this
else.
carbon fiber Alpina specific?
No, that is not.
Okay. I've yet to see that, the carbon fiber on the dash.
On an X7?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it either, but you can specify it. Of course, this has the Bowers and Wilkins sound system.
Of course.
Which sounds pretty outrageous. The size of the brakes on this.
And that's the rears.
Those are the rears.
And that's the rears, my man.
It's bigger than the fronts on most cars.
Yeah, it is.
That's massive.
Arguably what like the front brakes were on my M2.
Yeah.
The M2 comp had granted the wheels are smaller and the car is substantially smaller, but the rotors filled up the majority of those wheels, and that's probably around the same size. And this front bottom, what would you call this? A lip?
Yeah, the front splitter, which carries the Alpina logo.
Right.
I think that's pretty badass on this car. It's not too big, but it's enough to let you know when you're coming up on somebody at a super fast speed on the highway, move the fuck over.
Could you open the hood for me, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh man, the Alpina tag.
So it's different than the S63. It's got 600 horsepower, 590 pound-feet of torque.
Wow.
You have different intercoolers on this. You have different pistons. They have high-strength pistons from Mahle to run more boost pressure, different turbos, Alpina specifically tuned ECU. So that's how they're getting the extra power. And I think it's interesting because with the S63, BMW themselves went for more of an all-out high-performance car, high revving, super responsive. This is more balanced. Like this has more low and mid-range torque.
Really?
And actually on paper too, because the regular S63 is 560 pound-feet. This is 590.
Wow, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah. So they actually did quite a bit of breathing on it. And it is specific to the XB7 and some other Alpina variations.
I assume the air ride suspension on this car is, going back to our favorite word, bananas.
It's bananas. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you have Alpina tuned dampers on this.
Really?
Which are a little bit different than the standard X7 M60.
Okay.
But you can almost think of this as the X7M that BMW didn't want to make.
That's right. That's right.
So
the X7M.
That's kind of what it is.
That's. I mean, yeah, with a little bit more luxury than your typical M car.
Yeah, I mean, they're all pretty luxurious.
I know.
But
this
has
really
some.
are.
This
they
has
really
some
are.
very cool Alpina touches inside and
yeah.
that are bespoke to these cars.
So this thing is pretty sweet. I'm glad I got to see this. I haven't seen XB7 in this color ever, and I've only seen, the only other XB7 I've seen up close was here last time we were here, and it was in the service room. And to see one in the showroom, detailed with the right lighting, the beautiful glass the sun coming through the glass over there, it's impressive.
It is an impressive SUV.
It's a showpiece for sure.